And good afternoon to you all. We're here on special Facebook Live here. We do have some rough weather now coming into the region. We have a severe thunderstorm watch. That's what the yellow is right now on your screen. Just issued, about 15, 20 minutes ago. And right now, the watch is in effect until 8 o'clock tonight. But of course, you can see some rapidly developing storms here. This one right now in northeast Ohio. And as you can see, we have several severe thunderstorm warnings here. And this one right now, as you can see, we'll zoom in. And this one is just moved through Chardon. And looks like we have some pretty good lightning strikes here. You can see the lightning has gone up quickly. That's one of the indications of some severe weather here. And that one is moving off toward the east, and the warning in effect until 1:45. So let's see if we can get a rough speed movement. Now we do have, we can use what are called the skits. A lot of times what I like to do is I just like to see what the movement is over the past hour. And these look like they are moving at a really good clip. So here it was an hour ago, and here it is now. And that's quite a good movement here. As you can see, moving about 45 to 50 miles an hour. So at that speed, boy, it'll certainly be blowing through Crawford County, and blowing through Crawford County here, and certainly the next hour or so. This is making a beeline here. You can see the fan. So, excuse me, Conneautville, Springboro, Linesville, you're in the path. Andover, Pierpont, you're all in the path of these strong storms as they make their way toward the east. Now, farther toward the north here, as you can see, a line here of some impressive showers and some thunderstorms. Now, from Conneaut all the way to Fairview, these look like gully washers. And I'm just, what I'm doing right now, I'm just looking at other indicators here, indices. This is what we have, this purple here, we call it VIL, V-I-L, vertically integrated liquid. Kind of a boring name, really, but it really means it is basically a thunderstorm energy type of field here. It's kind of old school, I have to admit, but boy, it's been effective for me. And the difference one thing you notice here with the VIL density, it's strongest over here where the warning is, but the VIL density up here is, it's kind of non-existent right now. So that's why as we put the reflectivity back on, we find that we do have mainly, these are probably mainly gully washers here in Girard, while we have a much more substantial thunderstorms here in Crawford County, in northeast Ohio at this point. Okay, we check things out here. Let's see. Let's put on some other things here. This is what we call the Barron button. And let me see, how can I get those lightning strikes off? I mean, I don't mind the lightning strikes, but they do kind of cover everything here. So I'm just going to take them off for now. And you can see also, notice the core here. This is hail, or the hail potential. And you can see a core here, a potential 1-inch hail and 0.5-inch hail. Well, we have some very heavy downpours here, 2 inches per hour, where you see the lighter green. Now we'll contrast that with up here. Yeah, there's a little bit of hail, but this is mainly rain. So that's why it's probably not severe, at least not yet, here along the lake shore, from Fairview out toward Conneaut. So there you have it. It's moving. These again are moving toward the east at about 50 miles an hour. It looks like the shower's already hitting Erie here. Let's go back here, and I'm just gonna shift gears. And this is the airport right now. But more interested in Girard at this time. And let's see how it's looking out there. Well, surprisingly dry. That is a big surprise, actually, because I figured it would be raining pretty good there. But they have dry conditions. Downtown Erie right now, also dry. So, that's why you have to be careful, when you look at these radars and you look at them verbatim, you can be deceived. It can be a little bit deceiving because you look here, you're like, well, why isn't it raining in Girard here? I mean, there could be a variety of reasons here, but for the most part, it may be that right there in Girard, the rain isn't quite as strong. Maybe it is raining, I just can't see it. The heaviest rain clearly off toward the north here. So anyway, if it's not raining, it's going to be raining soon. I'm sure where you're at there. But our main concern right now is are these developing storms. You see several warnings now as some strong showers and storms moving in from the west. My thought right now is that the heaviest of the heavy will be south of Crawford County. Not to discount these storms here, but I think the real good stuff will be south of us and east of us later on in the day. But you can't deny that we do have some strong showers and storms. You see we're getting a couple of cores here in western parts of Ashtabula County, and that could lead to certainly some potential maybe for some hail. And right on the edge of these, there could be some strong gusty winds. Usually we look for bows, or what we call bowing, in the system here. So let me see who's here, and I just want to read some of the comments. Obviously, we appreciate anything that you have as far as what's happening in your area there. Amanda watching from Lake City. Yep, absolutely. Hello to you all. Let's see. All right. Hello, Lori. Barb, good to see you. Some familiar names here. Hello, Betty, out here in Spartansburg. Nothing immediately heading your way here. You're probably a good 1 hour away before they get out to you. Thanks, Celine. No rain at the airport yet. We're getting what appears to be some showers in the area, but as you saw on the webcams, that's not the case, at least not yet. And excuse me. Let's see. Anything else? If anyone is seeing anything right now, light rain, heavy rain, gusty winds especially. And so far, I'm not seeing anything here. I know you're all wondering when's it going to hit me. Just give me a second here to kind of ascertain everything that is going on here. Obviously, just doing a visual here, you can see that. Those of you, from Erie, looks like it's going kind of in a northeast southwest variant here. So Erie, Fairview, Girard's knocking on the door if it isn't raining already. Harbor Creek, northeast, probably within the next 15 minutes, you'll see it along the I-90 corridor. Lori, Edinboro, best guess, half hour. That's assuming nothing. Of course, one assumption we're making is that nothing new will form ahead of that band, which, of course, as most of you know, is not always the case. So let's stop the loop here. And Pymatuning, probably looking dark to your north, might even hearing some thunder, but this batch here, going 50 miles an hour, will be hitting your neck of the woods, basically from Conneaut Lake and Westford northward here along, I believe that's Route 6. And areas north. This will be coming your way probably in the next 15 to 20 minutes as well. Conneaut Lake, probably a good half hour based on what I'm seeing right now. Meadville, Sagertown, similar time frames. Cambridge Springs, basically from Edinboro to Meadville, in areas west up to 1/2 hour from now, and probably up to an hour before it hits areas from Wattsburg, Union City, Titusville, and Cherry Tree, and of course out toward Warren County. No immediate threat there, though we'll see if anything pops up your way here. One of the things, let's see, perhaps I can get an early look here. Let me see if there's anything building on oh, there's some rain. Looks like some rain in Erie right now. Let's look out here toward Warren. Looks like some clouds are starting to build here. If I can find my pointer. I don't know why this particular map, there it is, right there. Out toward Warren, you can see some clouds starting to build, and even the Meadville area, clouds are, it looks like they're building at least on our picture. Let's go back here in Erie. That sure looks like rain out over Prescott. Yep, you can see State Street is getting wet. So it looks like the rain has indeed started here in Erie. Let's see if it started out toward the Meadville area, at least on our weather cam here. Whoops, that's the tower cam. You can see kind of ominous looking there, kind of dark. And here's Meadville, Antenna Hill. Got the sun out right now. Okay, so, you know, some building clouds here. But again, we said no immediate rain heading your way. Let's see if the rain has started. Nope, still not seeing any rain in Girard. That's just a head scratcher for me, I must admit. And again, you know, what I'm seeing here, you know, some of the resolution on this particular monitor is not good. But the road doesn't look wet, so if the rain is going, you know, it's not going too much. You can see the flags here extended. Pretty good here. So gust, the wind gusts at least 25 miles an hour, and these storms will have a history, you know, or will have the potential to have wind gusts up to, you know, 40 miles an hour. And I'm just checking to see here. Whoops, but we get the right one here. Okay. So again, looking at just some of the warnings off toward the west, Cleveland is saying wind gusts could approach 50 to 60. So those are pretty potent wind gusts that we are anticipating with you know, some of these strong showers and storms. So right now we have 3 warnings currently, all in Ohio right now. Closest one is the one here right where the warning goes all the way to the Crawford County, Ashtabula County border. That warning is until 1:45, and that makes sense based on what I'm seeing right now. Another warning here, you can see some strong showers and some strong storms starting to go into lines. And what I'm looking for now, a couple of things. First, you're looking at some potential hail cores. That might be a hail core there. In between Conneaut and Route 11. That's a good one there. Whenever you see black, that's a good chance that it's either not only a hail core, but also the potential for some good downbursts. And Tom Atkins will be here. He's in transit right now. Craig will also be here. So the gang will be all here pretty soon. And again, we'll be watching these storms. Excuse me. So you can see, again, there's that core, another heavy downpour here near Fairview. Airport somewhere around here, not much right now. Let's go back here and see if we've heard anything new. Okay. Light wind, rain now on Brown Avenue and 26th Street. Yeah, tell Bob to hurry his butt up, Lori. Not good, unless you increased his life insurance a little higher there, just for, you know, and say, oh, Bob, you're fine, honey. You're doing such a good job out there. We got rain in Lake City, lots of thunder in Girard. Okay, so wind picking up along the lake shore, which makes sense here. You know, just, the winds are strong even before the rain came, and strong winds before the storms usually probably mean you're going to get some strong winds during the storm, and even stronger ones because we have more up and down motions here. Sometimes you try to overcomplicate things, but that's really it. Paula's got a few drops out there in Mill Creek. Saline, starting to rain now by the airport. And yeah, no party just yet. All we have is water and leftover potato chips. But they're all yours, Celine, if you want them there. Okay. And let's see. Windy out northeast at the camp. Got it there. Hey, Dave. Yep, we'll see how that strong core, see if it enters. See how it enters. Hard rain right now. Rain in East Springfield. Hard rain in Fairview along Route 5. Rain in Harbor Creek. Gusty winds. Seeing the first drops now there in downtown Erie, which makes sense. We're getting some better returns here heading into town. Keeping in mind that there is a bit of a time lag here, even though it says 104. The radar data may be just a couple of minutes old. Coming down pretty good out there in West Springfield. Thank you, Jen, for that information there. So let's go back. And let's look at some, we call it again the Ville density. Remember that core I told you about? Ville density is very good for showing hail cores. And you can see as we put the hail, which is the purple here, you can see where, the hail lining up well with that Ville density. So we could be getting a hail core or perhaps a downburst where you see the Ville densities here. Again, probably could move this up a bit, fast moving here. There, see, it just moved again. You can see again a little pinker here. So, starting to get a little interesting up here. Those of you near Conneaut and along the lakeshore, assuming it holds along the lakeshore, say in the next 15 minutes. So, Lake City, Conneaut, you may be under the gun for this hail core or this, good purple core as it moves off toward the northeast. In the meantime, Pymatuning looks like just in the past. Nope, I take that back. It looks like the storm is indeed holding together. Now, I'm not bullish on a lot of gusty winds, except around where you see the cores. I'm not too bullish on a lot of strong gusty winds, except right along the edges of these storms or the gust front. Typically, we find a gust front here. So along like this line right here, a lot of times we look for these big quick changes in color. That's usually where the winds are strongest. We look for something that looks like a bow and arrow, where right at the point of the bow, that's where we often look for strong gusty winds. Not seeing much bowing. So, but again, where you see the cores and, let's see if we can get some velocity on here. Velocity right now, just what we call base velocity. And what we look for, green and red right next to each other. Right now we're not seeing it. So at the current time, I'm not seeing much rotation. The wind shear is not too big here. You can see these are what we call shear, shear rate. Green is weak shear. We look for reds and especially yellows for good wind shear, which is often the precursor of twisting motion, not necessarily a tornado, but it is a precursor to some of that twisting motion. Excuse me. So again, we are live on Facebook Live. We're also live streaming on our website if you prefer to watch us that way, whichever works for you. Either way, glad you're here. And do appreciate everything that you guys provide for us. And if I recall, what last month wasn't Weather Observers Day for people. That's for you, not for me. We get our own day too, but we appreciate all that you guys do here. So let's see here. Thank you, David. Appreciate that. Probably Tina. Right, the thought right now is probably hugging here along the lakeshore. I think the rain would go until Sorry, I'm just reading a few other things here. Um, okay, blowing on the treetops here. All right, from what I'm seeing here, um, looks like there's nothing earth-shattering, at least here in Erie County. When it comes to gusty winds, looks like it's just a hard rain and, shall we call it, a very good breeze. So coming down pretty good at the airport right now. Thank you there, Celine, for that note. Everyone's going to get hit here. Right now, we're looking at the Lakeshore area. It's about 108. At least another hour we'll be under the gun here in Erie, all said and done with rainfall. After 2 or perhaps after 3, the front will go through, and you're going to find the temperatures really drop quickly here in Erie. They're probably dropping now with the rainfall, but they may drop perhaps into the 60s by the end of the day. So it's going to be a quick drop here. So maybe you can even turn the AC off in about an hour or two once that rain starts to fall. So it's hitting right now. Edinboro, again, Edinboro still, maybe about 20 minutes out. It looks like Pymatuning getting some rain. The core here will probably hit the northern half of Pymatuning area and head into areas basically from Conneaut Lake to Springboro. You'll be under the gun for some of these heavier downpours and strong gusty winds. Sagertown, Meadville, Cambridge Springs, again, looking at about 30 minutes out. And right now, farther toward the east, northeast, you're just starting to probably see some rain. But places like French Creek, Wattsburg, and areas south, may take a little while for that rainfall to get to you, maybe a half hour to 45 minutes. Of course, we base this assumption on the fact that nothing new will form, and that is a big, big if, a real big if, in fact. We saw that there were some building cumulus here in this area that's currently rain-free, and that wouldn't surprise me if we started seeing some showers and storms pop up here in the next 30 to 45 minutes in this area, in the neck of the woods, Wattsburg, Titusville, Centerville, Sparty, and out toward Warren, Tidioute, Bustye, and Jamestown. So right now, no immediate threat from these storms, but watch for development of other storms, excuse me, in the region as we head on over the balance of the afternoon. So again, we now have 4 warnings here in Northeast Ohio. 2 well to our south, probably going toward Mercer County. And just spot checking, looks like the storms in the upper 2 are about the same strength as the lower 2 here along the I-80 corridor. The movement has generally been toward the west. These are moving very quickly at about 50 miles an hour. Let's get a new, see if we can get a new speed here. Let me call it up here. And again, we'll go the old-fashioned way here. Hearing some rain falling on our rooftop right now. So we'll do a measurement here. About 45 miles an hour. Oh, it wasn't rainfall. It was Tom Atkins. Hello, Tom Atkins. Tom Atkins shuffling on the street, shuffling to the beat, asking people, do. What's the matter with you? Sorry, I had to get a little disco Rolling Stones in there. So about 4 kids actually slowed just a little bit, or probably more accurately, I just measured it better. So still about 45 miles an hour. And so that would take it. So if we start here again and project ahead here from the leading edge, you can see that would take it to the Warren County line within the hour. So Corey, Corey, Titusville, Wattsburg, you're probably looking at about an hour, maybe a little sooner, Wattsburg, as some of these showers currently on the I-90 corridor slide south. Meadville, Meadville to Cambridge Springs, about 20 minutes. Corey to Titusville, roughly an hour. And, out toward Warren County, from this line, you're looking at, at least another hour and a half to maybe 2 hours toward the Allegheny Basin there, Allegheny Reservoir. But that's just these storms. Again, we're assuming that nothing new will form out ahead of it. Another way to look at storm conditions is what we call the tops of the thunderstorms. 50,000 feet, 45,000 feet. These have some height, 35, 30. So you notice, again, another reason that these are severe. Notice the heights where the warnings are compared to the heights where they're not. A good, good 10 to 15,000 feet higher. The taller the storms, generally speaking, the better the threat of severe weather. So this is how the shear has looked, and you can see weak shear. A couple of the brighter ones, they're just updated. A couple of the brighter greens, somewhat weak to maybe moderate shear. As I mentioned earlier, I'm not really bullish on tornadic activity here. Storm Prediction Center did say, there is a potential that one or two may spin up into a tornado. We are certainly going to watch that, of course, but there's nothing here that I am seeing on velocities. And, velocities and other things like that. So we'll take the base velocity off and put on the reflectivity back here. Hey, T, just going to chat with Atkins here real quick. Okay, one of the things that we've heard, I'm just, Thomas conversing with our chief engineer there, but one of the things that is going to happen on TV, depending on your cable system, you may get a crawl that goes across the top of your screen. And just in case you don't know about that, that is out of our hands. Those crawls are run by the cable system. We have no control over them. We cannot order them to stop. I know it's unfortunate, but that's unfortunate. That's how it goes. That's how things go. Okay, we have a new warning that popped up here. And this is a severe thunderstorm warning. They extended that warning now into the western parts of Crawford County. Hey, T.
Yeah, what do you mean?
I just started the crawl. Is the crawl running?
Okay.
Can you just make sure? I'm having problems with that. If it just shows like the bug, then it's not working. Oh. Got to do one more thing. Okay, it's keyed in now.
Okay. I'll take care of it.
Okay. If not, ask Paul, because I had to have him run it the first time. Okay, guys, sorry about that. Having some the usual technical difficulties here. But we do have a severe thunderstorm warning now. This goes into Crawford County, and lately the Weather Service have been doing more projecting of warnings. Before they would issue warnings once the storm got in. Now, past couple of years now, they've gone more to basically giving you a heads up warning, which I think isn't a bad idea. It can increase the rate of falseness sometimes, but in this case with these storms, I think it's a good idea. So here we have severe thunderstorm warning, and that again is in effect until 2:15, with again the watch until 8 o'clock. That's for this core right here. So who's in the direct line? Yes, we have a wide fan here. We have a wide fan. But again, just eyeballing this a little bit, you can see that it's mainly for this right here. So this is moving. It's this one right here. And if you just follow the direction, okay, remember it's moving about 45 miles an hour. So in a half hour, it should be probably, let me redraw that here. This isn't the beginning of the rainfall. So half of 45, say is about 23. So now the rain will begin sooner, but the heaviest of the core, that's what I'm talking about. Rain could begin sooner, but the heaviest, the chances where the actual severe weather is going to be much sooner. Now I'm just going to I'm going to see a little bit about what that entails here. We have numerous warnings right now. Crawford County, you're looking at about 60-mile-an-hour winds in the core here. Go ahead, you can go in.
He's on it over there.
Okay, so we have a 60-mile-an-hour winds here just north of Andover. So Linesville, you would be in the direct path of this. Sagertown, Meadville, about, again, as we said, about 30 minutes away. And with, again, some pretty good hail. Here's the shear. You can see shear is still weak, so there might be a little rotation in the clouds, but nothing that right now would indicate any kind of a tornadic activity. Here's the Ville density. This is where you could get the best chance of maybe a hail core, a downburst as well, just between Rome and Andover in Ohio. And that, again, will be moving, looks like near the Linesville area. South Pymatuning, I think you're okay, but this is the area right here. This fan pretty wide. We could probably put it right in the middle of that fan there. What I mean, whoops. See, so all I mean is the fan, from this line to this line. This is the fan. This whole thing, we call it a fan. So when I say fan, that's what I'm talking about. See some core here near Erie. Let's put the reflectivity back on. Nice core here. Now again, little timing issue here because the actual one looks like it's east of Erie while the Ville was to the west. The reflectivity updates first. So my guess is that this core moved through east of Erie right now. Let's go back real quickly. And here's Girard. You can see pretty good, nice rain falling there. Notice the winds have died down for the time being. Let's check out the airport. Let's check out the airport. We're going to promote our new sponsor, Bob's Steakhouse, sponsoring the airport. You can see a good, steady, heavy rain. And going into downtown Erie, U.S. netting. Wow, now that is a downpour. Okay. That looks like a snow squall almost. So when you get rain this heavy, you can see the camera's moving a little bit, but it's not really jumping a whole lot. So I would say wind gusts here probably less, maybe up to 30, perhaps 35 miles an hour. But look at the heavy rain there. That's just brutally heavy for the most part. So be careful again driving in downtown Erie right now. It is definitely a little nasty. So again, that core a little bit toward the east. More will be riding right along the lakeshore here. Not really training per se, but we have some storms moving over the same area here. And if this line extended back a little more, I would think it was training. But in fact, but these, this could very well give at least an inch of rainfall in the next half hour, going from northeast right along the lake shore here. Looks like it's going to be diminishing here in Girard momentarily. Edinburgh starting to, looks like some of the rain showers knocking on your door. If you might be getting a few drops already. So let's go back here and see who's saying what here. Wind starting to blow in Columbus. Yep, that's over here in Corey. No immediate threat of rain right now. Starting to rain in Platia. Thank you. Storming, very windy in Lawrence Park. Okay, thank you so much, Jerry, for that. Okay, thank you, Joe, Jen. Good to have you guys watching out there in Sagertown. Big crack of thunder there. Starting to rain. Okay, Lori, starting to rain in Edinburgh. You're starting to hear the thunder. That's what I was hoping to read from you. Excuse me. And Lori, wow, 1.8 inches of rain, storm total. You can probably tack on at least another, I'm going to guess at least 2/3 from this, if not well over an inch more. Okay, nothing Waterford right now. Of course, that was 9 minutes ago, so maybe they're getting in now. Heavy rain right now and thunder in Harbor Creek. Thundering at Conneaut Lake. Again, you are technically in the warning here, and you're going to be very close. As you can see, look at this core. It's building up nicely. And we're going to stop that here. So there's a nice core here near Andover, heading farther inland. Looks like it'll be going along East Main Street, along Freeze Road, Espyville. That's where you'll be under the gun here, probably in the next 10 minutes, I would think. Espyville.
Got a report from Marshall. He's in Andover.
Okay, Steve Marshall's in Andover.
So he's got some hail and it's growing. It was pea to grape size.
Okay.
And no wind, heavy rain, lightning, and thunder.
Okay. So Steve Marshall is our storm chaser out here in Andover. Thank you, bud.
You bet.
We got pea-size hail, not much wind, which makes sense. We're not seeing any bowing here. This is mainly, again, torrential downpour, pea-size hail, and it is growing. And we can attest to that here, because watch as the purples get larger as it moves toward the east here. So Espyville, be interesting. Who do we have? Do we have anyone in Espyville, T?
Yeah, I can call.
Okay. Maybe call in like 5-10 minutes?
Call in 5 minutes.
Like 5 minutes, then it'll be right over her. So again, Tom A is here. Craig will be in transit. We'll have all three of us here pretty soon. And okay, just as we said, heavy downpours. Now we have I'm guessing that's a flash flood. Oh no. Okay. A lot of warnings here, and it's green, so it's definitely some flooding. So that would be aerial flood advisory. And what Cleveland is saying, aerial flood advisory in this area, basically from Andover back to Huntsburg, and that makes sense. We probably had inch-an-hour rainfall rates here. You saw even 2 inches an hour. We'll put on the Barron button here, and you can see. All right, with all the warnings on here, it gets kind of tough to. Let me just take these warnings off temporarily, and let's query here. That's what I forgot to do. All right, let's put those warnings back on, and let's query here. 2 inches an hour, 2 inches an hour, 2 inches an hour. Again, these are radar estimates. They may not be ground truth, but boy, it just shows you how much rain is falling from this particular system here. Hopefully Steve is moving eastward. Of course, we have a weather watcher right there in Espyville, and Tom A will be calling that person if they don't call us first, and find out just what's going on there. Hopefully she'll verify what Steve had as well. So thunder starting here. I froze up. Sorry about that. The other thing we can't do is work on the technology here. So again, we're concentrating here in Crawford County, where a severe thunderstorm warning isn't in effect until 2:15. But it's not just Crawford that's getting hit. You can see downtown area. You saw a very heavy downpour. Let's see how things are looking. When I checked about 5 minutes ago, and it's still coming down hard. All right, now this has been going on for about 10 minutes. Very hard downpour. Even though we are not under a flood advisory here in Erie County, there's going to be some ponding of water with this, no doubt about it. It's already, I mean, when you get this kind of rain intensity, you're going to get some flooding here locally. The traditional areas will flood first, but again, if you have to travel, if you don't have to travel along the lakeshore, don't. Just stay, at least wait until these pass by. But we're going to get some flooding here along the lakeshore. Again, what I would call mini training, because these showers and storms have been moving over the same area. Now the back edge has moved out of Conneaut. Looks like it's moved out of Girard yet. Nah, not quite, but it'll be out of Girard. So again, these are moving east at 45 miles an hour. So over the next half hour, we'll find the rain tapering off quickly. Here you can see it's already tapered off Geneva, Ashtabula, and Conneaut. And here in Erie, once this band moves on by, that might be the end of the serious rain here in Erie. And we always felt that it would hit Erie first and then the inland sections later on. But because of the way things are oriented, looks like Crawford, they're getting hit a little sooner than anticipated. But over the next half hour, we will see diminishing rain along the lakeshore. Doesn't mean we're technically out of the woods, but again, you can see as we take a wide look here on Cleveland's Doppler, once this passes, not much behind it, no development behind it. So this is probably going to last, about 2 to 4 hours. And here, Erie and Crawford County. Erie County, city of Erie, another hour, best guess right now. Farther inland, Crawford County, most of the bands should be out probably in about an hour, hour and a half out of Titusville. And then by 4-ish in Warren County and Jamestown. That's the rough guess as to when these showers and storms will be moving on by. So again, not much twisting motion here. You can see there's, where you see the green, light greens, we kind of keep watch on those. Here's a base velocity. You can see here, it's not green on red, it's more gray on red. So something that we watch, if we see this go to green and kind of a tight connection here between the green and the red, that would indicate more substantial rotation. Then we'd be watching Cleveland. In fact, one of their meteorologists, Marty's his name, good guy, says, there could be, there was a little rotation there. So Cleveland noticed that, southeastern Ashtabula County, but it's not amounting to much right now. Let's see how it developed here. And you can see, you can just follow the gray here, follow the gray, follow that splotch. And it really just doesn't, gets there, builds a little, goes back in, and now it's near the line. So again, not bullish on twisting at this time, but definitely have from just, it looks like Linesville looks like it's going to go, it looks like the core of the heaviest rain will go just to your south, going right there on the tip where Pymatoonie kind of swings to the right there, kind of pointing toward Conneaut Lake, where we're seeing some rainfall right now. Let's check out there it is. Rain, still heavy rain here in Erie. So watch, almost certain that we're going to have some flash flooding there.
Marshall sent a picture of the hail. Can I just use this for, wait a minute. Yeah, can I use this for a second?
Yeah. We got a picture of hail from Steve Marshall, who's our our storm chaser. That's a text. I'll X out of that. Okay, we're gonna, oh, maybe that's it.
I just had it on a regular email.
Trying to find it here.
Crap, so I guess we should. All right, sorry.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to get it up.
See if you can find it on your email. Okay, we're going to try and find it there. Steve Marshall again with the bottom one. Okay.
If you got shot, it was deleted by accident. Here, I'll do it. Let me just see. So that was the text?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just X out. Okay.
Because there's actually two was deleted. There.
There we go. That's bigger.
There it is.
Okay.
Perusal.
So there we go. Oh, shoot. Where'd it go? All right. All right, I'm just going to download that, and we'll move it here, and there it is. There is your hail there. Again, not, we've had bigger, no doubt about it, but that's the hail that Steve found there in Andover. Pretty good size. Looks like, it's hard to tell, but I would say at least a ½ inch. Certainly a nice size hail. Rain has diminished here in Erie right now, and that's good news because, boy, it's looking pretty gully washy there, but still pretty good here. Looks like some showers. You can see some shafts of rain here in Conneaut Lake at this hour. Headed toward Girard. Again, you can see winds occasionally gusting. Full extended flags usually mean at least 25, 30 mile an hour wind gusts. So, we have some gusty winds, but nothing too bad right now. I'm just reading some of your responses here. Not expect any tornadoes. Pouring bad wind, Franklin Avenue. Thank you so much there. No hail in Cooperstown. Nope, absolutely not. Lightning, rain in McCain. Okay, let's go back to our radar here. And let's zoom out. You can see heavy rain here at the airport right now. Sure, you saw heavy rain downtown area at this point. Looks like, again, based on the 45 mile an hour direction. So it looks like in a ½ hour, it will be east of Harbor Creek. And then that could be it for the heavy rain here in Erie. So after that, things would start to calm down. And if the wind shifts to the west, don't be surprised to get a sharp drop in temperatures. Probably dropping into the, probably could even drop into the mid to upper 60s by 5, 6 o'clock. And, indicative of the kind of forecast that we are expecting for tomorrow. But that's a story for the regular forecast. So again, we have severe thunderstorm warning till 2:15 here in Crawford County, and it is making a beeline, as you can see. Notice, looks like the purples are stretched out a little bit. See, look at how tight that circulation was back at 125. So in the past 15 minutes, you can see still heavy rain. Don't get me wrong. These are gully washers, torrential downpours. But the purples are getting smaller. Let's check out the Ville density. You can see we get the light purples, and look at how it's starting to get smaller. Remember, there is a time lag here, but you can even see that they get smaller. Barren button. Pinks. Now there's an interesting little red there. Wind gust here just west of Conneaut Lake. So interesting that it picks up on that. That could be noise, or it could be something to watch here. Again, just west of Conneaut Lake. So those of you in Conneaut Lake, watch for some of these going to have some gusty winds, and also back here. Still another batch that'll move through Andover. Again, kind of that mini train, so to speak. Going over the same area. That's why we have the aerial flood advisory. That's this big, thick green line. I know we got a lot of fans and boxes on here. But these fan lines with the orange, those are severe thunderstorm warnings. This right here, the bright green, that is an aerial flood advisory, which basically means there could be some localized flooding in a large area, hence the name aerial, as opposed to flash flood warning, which is usually much more in a specified point. Aerial flood advisories are much more widespread. That means almost everyone in this green could see some flooding. And obviously, you could almost make the case to almost put one in Erie County as well, with all the heavy rain that we've had here as well. Okay, remember we said earlier it had some clouds building here, and we're already seeing kind of some showers and storms popping up here in Warren County, also just east of Oil City. These are quick developers here. Let's shift over to, let's see how well State College is picking up on those. Okay, picking up on them pretty well. Watch this one right here. Right now it's just to the northwest of Tionesta in Forest County. And again, just started. Quick developing storms are the ones that you really want to watch out for, because oftentimes they're the ones that tend to get severe. And you can see just going back and forth here. Here's 1:10 afternoon, so in the past half hour, look at how fast they're developing. Not a lot of coverage, most of you not getting it. Warren proper, this particular storm, actually it's in Clarendon, moving toward the northeast. Warren, you'll probably get missed by this. While Youngsville, we got Chatty Cathy on here. I thought I saw your name earlier there, Kathy. But if you are on there, let me know what you get from that one in Youngsville. I'm guessing it's probably moving at least 40 miles an hour. So it'll be on top of you probably in about 10 minutes. So you can let us know there. I thought I saw you, maybe not. If not, well, if anyone else is in the Youngsville area, let me know what you are seeing.
What do you think, 5 o'clock tea for that out of the area?
Yeah, 4 to 5. 4 to 5. Remember, that's going to go to my site.
Oh, I gotta switch that.
Yeah, so you want to switch that. I mean, not that my peeps wouldn't mind getting it too, but yeah. Hey, who knows? So, hello, Patty. Good to see you. Hey, Celine, rain has lightened up there. That's good to hear. Let me wait a little longer on these storms, and we'll get more. Well, you know what? We could probably get a quick and dirty here on how fast they're moving right now. Because it looks like they started about a half hour ago, 121, 140, not quite. Likely at least a half hour's worth, but let's see, here's 20 minutes. We can just multiply by 3, I guess.
think Erie's going to be out before 4.
Yeah,
Okay.
probably within the next 30 minutes, if that,
Okay.
and then we should be in the clear. So there's a 13, almost 14 miles in 20 minutes. So multiply that by 3 and you get miles per hour, 20, 40, 60. So about 40 miles an hour. So that's roughly the same speed as these storms here in the west of us. Now, getting into the Meadville area, let's see how Meadville is looking. We'll call up a Meadville. They're on Antenna Hill. Oops, wrong one. Let's try this one. There we go. And there, okay, you can see some big drop rain. Not a downpour per se, but definitely some big drops falling there in the Meadville area, just starting to hit the lens. So Meadville, you're starting to see a little action. Conneaut Lake, I'm guessing even darker and wetter. Yep, okay. Look at that, a lot of heavy rain shafts, hard to see the rain, but it's definitely a steady, hard rain in Conneaut Lake right now. I'll just do a nice quick check of all of our cameras. Oh, see, look at that. Erie getting pounded again. This has been going on for the past 20 minutes. Heavy downpours, a little break, another heavy downpour. So again, there will be actually some localized flooding with this. Now, Celine earlier said it was diminishing at the airport. Let's check it out there. And, oh, yep, absolutely. Definitely diminished. You can see there's a flag. Moving, occasionally getting extended. So again, wind gusts have not been a big problem here so far. And I suspect here in Erie, things, I just don't see us really getting too much of a problem. Gentle wind, no rain out there in Richmond Township. Some good temperatures dropping in Fairview. Okay, right now, raining in Meadville. And let's see if we can get out. Okay, Erie's temperature has already dropped to 75 degrees. I don't think it'll get much higher than that, even with the rain ending. Sun may come out later on. Let's let me get a check here of the satellite picture. This is visible. And oh, actually, yes, so you can see the sun is indeed coming out. Already coming out in Cleveland, out toward Mentor. Good sunshine here. So there may be some rebound in those temps, but we may be done with 80, but we should be able to at least stay in the 70s for a little while. But the sun could very well come back out by late in the day here in Erie already again. Now we see some lines of clouds here forming from Cleveland toward Michigan. This little streak here out there, Bowling Green, east of Toledo, this may be the actual front. You can kind of see how the winds are southwest, going more west. Most cold fronts, it's a northwest flow, but sometimes they only shift to the west. So that is probably the actual front. And I bet yep, screwed up there. Let's try this again. So there you can see moving steadily toward the east. And once that goes through, then we'll definitely see some cooling temperatures. And best guess right now, if it's moving at 40 miles an hour, let's see, so 2, 3, 4, maybe around 5 o'clock. But the severe threat here in Erie will be ending much sooner. Getting a heavy downpour right now here at our studios. Check out the tower cam. And I figured, yep, can't see anything. The clouds are too low, and it's covering the tower cam. I figured that would happen. Okay, again, downtown Erie, heavy rain. Wow, good stuff. Good stuff there. Okay, some thunder out there at Cambridge Springs, pouring in McCain. The dew points, they will, Joe, but not till late in the day. Okay, light rain, nothing heavy out there. Thank you guys, Joe and Jennifer out there in Sagertown, our weather watchers out there. Okay, the rain looks like it's slowing a little bit. I mean, gosh, you'd think this was snow. If the trees weren't there, and I know that they're full green, and you said, "Hey, is it snowing out?" I might say, "Yeah, that looks like wet snow," but it's rain. Take my word for it. It's rain. Steady rain out there in Northeast. Still raining in Harbor Creek. All that again making sense. Let's go back to Cleveland. You got some?
Yeah.
Okay. Going back to Cleveland, you can see the rain should be ending momentarily in Erie, at least the heavy rain. And as we saw, not much behind it, some stabilizing air behind it. Can't rule out more showers and storms with the front, but I don't think they would amount to anything severe when the front comes through. The true front comes through probably around 5-ish. The wind's already shifting a bit in direction. Colder air coming in, as mentioned, about 75 in Erie right now. So you can clearly see the back edge of the heavy rain now. Out of Fairview, out of Girard, north of 90 in Ashtabula County. It looks like the northern half of Ashtabula County now in the clear. Worst weather right now, we're shifting to the south and to the east is what we will be watching here. So Edinburgh got some good rain out there. But here again in Conneaut Lake area, you saw some shafts of rain falling and other cores as well. So we'll stop this here, and let's look at other, let's see how things have changed in the past 5 to 10 minutes. Here is the Ville density, and boy, it has just fallen apart. Hardly anything here right now in the Conneaut Lake area. Barron Button, maybe a little touch of hail here. Once, purples, these regular purples don't bother me too much. Once you get to the lighter purples, when the potentials are for 1-inch hail, that's when you get a little nervous. But this right now, again, these are radar derived and nothing of note. Now we still have some, again, heavy rain, 2 inches an hour. Again, this is, kind of broad brushing here, but we still heavy rain. It looks like flash flooding is the immediate concern here. Here's base velocity. A couple areas where there might be a little circulation. Conneaut Lake, Jamestown, PA, out there closer toward, just north of Jamestown, PA. Little rotation, shear, lighter green, light. I mean, we don't, be nice if we had a moderate shear, but we don't. We go from weak right to strong. So light green, there could be some moderate shear, which means potential perhaps for a little bit of spin up. But at this time, not real bullish on that. Heavy rain falling here at our studios right now. How about the storm tops here? 45, 50,000, 40, 40, 40, 40. Whoops. 25. Edinburgh 30. Jamestown, PA about 40. So there you go. Okay, let's look east here, and we've got some. Let's look at these. right now. And a little far away for Cleveland, I'm going to switch over to State College. And picking up a little bit better. You can see we're getting some cores here. Not much shear not big. Getting some Vil density. And look, I'm just doing just going back and forth here. This is 20 minutes ago. You can see starting to build. So the storm's starting to build here from east of Oil City and just north of Tionesta. Maybe a little bit north of those points, because remember, the Vil kind of trails. The Vil kind of trails the reflectivity. So those of you, Warren County, are you guys getting anything? Let me check out. Tall storms. Okay, any of you, anyone out in Warren County? Not seeing much. But again, these just started to form. So
got a report from Jamestown.
Jamestown, PA?
Just pouring, no hail, no strong winds.
Okay. Jamestown, PA, which is here. Now remember, we have State College's radar here. Let's switch back over to Cleveland real quick. There's Jamestown, PA, which is right on the Crawford County, Mercer County border. Jamestown, technically in Mercer County, you can see that little notch. So Jamestown, heavy rain. That's what this core was here that just passed them. No wind. And again, you know, we're just not seeing any bowing. That's what we usually look for with some of these storms. And there you can see they extended the flood advisory now to southern parts of Crawford County, basically from Cochranton to the Ashtabula County line. And we'll until 6:45. Yeah, aerial flood advisories, because they cover a larger area. Generally speaking, the larger the area covered, the longer the duration is of the advisory. You know, watches typically go for many hours. You know, severe thunderstorm watch till 8 o'clock. Flood advisory till 6:45, but severe thunderstorm warning until 2:15. Okay, it's a smaller, more localized event and has a shorter time frame. There's not much on here though that's telling me that there's many severe characteristics here with this particular band of showers and storms. Heavy downpours appear to be the thing. Everything that I'm hearing from you is that you know, it's a lot of heavy downpours. You know, some wind, some gusty winds, but not severe type of wind. So that's certainly some good news. Let's go back to our satellite picture. You can see the rain has stopped here in the area, or well, I should say significantly diminished. Wet conditions here. This is probably it for heavy rain in Erie, at least until the front goes through around 5-ish. Again, right now, this is where the, whoops, would be good if I showed the right, would be good if I had the right look. Here's the big picture. Remember I said earlier, the southern line will probably get more active, and it looks south of 80. That's where a lot of the fun is, so to speak. But we're having fun up here too. So you can see the front is the actual front based on what I'm seeing with wind direction and the clouds. Back here, Sandusky, Cedar Point area. It'll be moving into Cleveland very soon, but it's not active at all. Now, it's going to go into some stabilized air, and but we still can't rule out maybe some showers and storms developing with it. There is some sun, as we saw earlier. We did see some sun break out. Uh, Behind it here, you can see there it is, sunshine, streets of clouds here behind it. But at this point, those clouds don't appear to be, anything of note. Nothing that would scream, oh, we could get hammered again with another line. But this front could be enough, to set off more showers and storms later on in the afternoon. So let's check out, let's see, current temps. Well, here's current condition right now in Erie. Current temperature now 72. Dew point at 67. Hold on, just doing a quick text here. Doing a quick text to my wife here. So here we go, 72 degrees again. These are updated usually on the hour, so the storm is over, even though we got a little storm icon here, and still some mugginess in the air. So far, the storm's off toward the east. We'll see where that goes. The feeling had always been that south of 80 and east of Warren is where most of the storms would have the best chance of really developing into something more. In fact, you can see New York, which did have the watch until 8, and they extended that watch to all of New York until 9 o'clock, all the way up here. And you can see now, you can see some warnings already, so there must be some storms up here. Let me get Buffalo on here. Oh, okay, still picking it up. Look at how far away those storms are. They're still picking up the heavy rain. You can see the storms going here. Wouldn't be surprised if maybe State College extends the watch out there. SPC, the Storm Prediction Center, gives the initial watch, and then Weather Service offices now have the ability to extend and end the watches on their own. Used to be SPC and started it and ended it. Now the local offices have a lot more control over that, which I think is a good thing, because we're here, or well, they are there, right there where it's happening. They can tell better than Oklahoma that things are calming down. So we'll see what they do with the watch right now. I mean, the watch just started around an hour and a half ago. Rarely do they end. Usually what they do is they'll end portions of the watch on the back end first and then end it eastward. But they usually, for a watch that, was going on for about 7-8 hours, they usually, even if things look pretty stable, they probably won't end the watch or start knocking off some of these counties at least for another hour or two, even though it may be clear that they won't see more. So that's just how they work. They just want to cover themselves, and there's nothing wrong with that, because we know that things can change. So this is actually Buffalo's radar. You can see Buffalo, which picks up much higher levels of the clouds. There's a lot of rain at the higher levels of these clouds from Buffalo. We'll switch to Cleveland, and okay, now this is interesting. We're starting to get some rebirth here. From Conneaut Lake and south of Meadville. Very interesting. Let's. This is why people say, why do you stay on all the time here? Because you know, you think, okay, things are good, storms are, you know, you look at this and you say, okay, things are good, Ville is calming down, but it pops right back up again. This is still a very unstable air mass, and things can pop up again, and indeed they are, as you can see, the rain picking up in intensity from just south of Conneaut Lake. Looks like it'll stay south of Meadville. And headed toward the Cochranton area. Let's get a new speed movement here. I'm going to go from the beginning of the heavy rain to the beginning. So this won't be an actual start of the rainfall. This will be from the start of basically the yellows. Oops, wrong one. Okay, let's try this. And overall, you can see the storms are slowing a bit. Looks like about 30 miles an hour. And we will clear things out here. But things are starting to pick up again here in Conneaut Lake, south of Meadville. On the 322 corridor. Mr. Flint has just joined us. And as we go, now there's some heavy rain. Look at that. Heavy rain in Meadville right now. That has been pretty much the theme here in the grand scheme of things. As you can see, as we look at the trees, they're moving a bit, but not much. So here is Girard. Rain pretty much over, good wind. And downtown Erie, rain has slowed or stopped as we head on into Girard. Oh, let's just show Girard. Okay, we'll show it again. There you go. Conneaut Lake. Okay, oh, some pretty good rain, as you can see there as well. The rain shafts, and Conneaut Lake is in the middle of kind of the rebirth. Okay. Thundering Cooperstown, heavy downpours in northeast. You are welcome, Patty. Always willing to help. Rain slowing down at the Borough. Thank you, Lori. Heavy rain and thunder wind out there in Little Hope. Good to hear from you. Okay. I'm just checking the weather service. Nothing new. So back to the radar we go. And there you can see, definitely, look at that. Okay, now we're starting to see a rebirth of some pretty good cores here. And we're zooming in tight. State Route from Conneaut Lake heading out. You can see here Leach Road, Brown Hill Road. Bang. Let's put the Barron button on. Potential here of maybe up to an inch hail. Any shear? Not much. Now the base velocity here, again, it's we call gray on red. not necessarily green on red, which you like to look if we really seen true rotation and even thinking maybe some funnel. But that's near the Meadville area. But just not seeing enough. But this one has definitely picked up in intensity. You can see good core there. Good chance we got some hail here. And kind of like this is Route 6. This is Route 322. So looks like right on 322. Nope, this is 322. Sorry, that's the wrong one. My bad. But clearly from Adamsville to Conneaut Lake, this is it. Where you see black, good chance there could be some hail in there. And the Barron Button, again, remember there's a time lag, but we have the potential for maybe an inch of hail. We'll see. But the wind still doesn't seem to be a big problem here. Okay, looks like the rain has pretty much ended along the lake shore. We're about to end in northeast. So northeast, Harbor Creek, Erie, Mill Creek, Fairview, Conneaut, Ashtabula. You're all pretty much in the clear. I'm in the clear from severe, not necessarily in the clear, though we'll probably see a little sun breakout later on. But you appear to be in the clear from the severe threat. Sorry about that. Let's go back here. And again, most of Erie County looks like these bands have been more cellular for Wattsburg, now east of Edinboro. So while we may get some gusty winds with these cells, threat of severe here, pretty small in Erie County. It's basically the south half of Crawford County where we have the best chance of seeing some hail, maybe some gusty winds. It may approach, say, 40 to 45 miles an hour at this point. Occasional microbursts that could go to 50. And okay, how about you, Warren County? What do we got here? So put this in motion. Quickly developing storms. This is a 1-hour loop. In fact, let's make that 30 minutes. You can see quick developing. Let's go back to an hour. Boom. But the one thing you might notice, now this one core is holding together pretty nicely, that purple core, about to enter Warren County, a fairly sparsely populated part of Warren County. Sheffield, this is headed towards you. Sheffield, maybe you, Clarendon. It's moving again toward the northeast at about 35 to 40 miles an hour. So we'll put a stop to this. Now we'll go from the core. We'll start the beginning of the rain here. Sheffield may already getting some rain started. So probably about 10 minutes, the rain will start to fall. And in about 15 minutes is when this core would hit you. Now, it may go right in between you, Clarendon and Sheffield. But anyone out that way, if you see some, let me know if you get any gusty winds. Again, not a lot of people here in the southern, southeastern Warren County outside of these towns. So I'm guessing we may not see a lot here. So hello to you, Casey. Wind picking up in Corey. Corey, you're just starting to see the beginning. Go back to Cleveland here. Sometimes Buffalo works better for Corey. About a horse apiece. Showers knocking on the door. So far, the timing is about what we expected here, 2:15. This first morning from Ashtabula into the center part. Okay. Oh, now I missed this one. Sorry about that. Severe thunderstorm warning now until 3 p.m. for basically from Conneaut Lake all the way to Titusville. And again, that makes sense. They will no doubt cancel this other warning in about 2 minutes. So you'll probably see that fan go away, replaced by this fan. And it makes sense. This is where locally the big action is, and it's moving toward the east. So Meadville, I don't think you'll be in the center of it. Looks like the worst will stay to your south, Meadville.
I'll interrupt you real quick.
Yeah.
There's a tree down in Meadville, and the severe thunderstorm warning that was just reissued till 3 for Crawford County.
Okay. Can you put the text that says,
This one?
yeah. What's the text say? It said,
Till 3, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, $half size hail. Is that what you're looking for?
yeah, well, it said tornado possible.
It did, but it's a severe thunderstorm warning.
Yeah.
So they
Okay.
might be watching it for.
They were watching. Remember, let's pay a little more attention to this area. As you may have heard from Craig, severe thunderstorm warning, the one that I said I just missed. There it is until 3 o'clock. And remember, we talked about velocity. Okay, now we're starting to get interesting. We have a little touch of green here, so we may be getting a little circulation here. Now, this is east of you, Meadville.
Can I just take a look at the storm relative too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of far apart.
Yeah.
We'd like to see these two. The base velocity, I mean, both are good. The base velocity shows maybe a little, it's coarser,
Pretty broad, though.
but this is a broad circulation. The storm relative velocity subtracts the motion of the storm. Okay, we have another warning here.
That one's into Venango County.
Venango County.
And that would be.
That would probably be
that would be
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh up here.
So Craig will be getting that on as well. But as Craig said, you may have heard him, this is a broad circulation. We like to see, while this is certainly more well-defined, and we'll watch it, we like to see like greens here and reds here. We call it gate to gate. Okay, each one of these little colors is a gate. And when two gates are next to each other, that's when we want to see, when it comes to actual threat of tornado, or at least a tight color.
We got Venango County. That one's till 245.
Okay.
That is 8 miles south of Guys Mills. So it's between Guys Mills and Meadville. It's moving east at 55.
Okay.
So what we're
So
looking at there, what you're looking at with the base velocity, what Tom's talking about, if you can hear me. I mean, there's definitely wind with that. The reason the warning was issued because there's potential wind gusts to 60 with that one.
Sure.
Okay? So Oil City, Franklin, those areas, Seneca, Cooperstown, those
This
areas.
area right here. So that's we'll loop it.
New warnings.
Yeah, we have a new warning now for all of southern Crawford County till 3 o'clock. Worst, as Craig mentioned, from Guys Mills.
Southern Crawford, you put that on Facebook.
Yeah.
I'll have Anna push it
Okay.
as soon as it's up there.
Sure.
So that's what this one is here. And we'll be watching this circulation. Looks like Titusville, it probably stayed just south of you. This is going to go into Venango County, probably stay north of Cherry Tree. Titusville, we'll see. Again, we'll see if this holds together. Let's look at this from, let's look at Pittsburgh, because unfortunately it's right on the edge of all of our radars here. This is the base velocity out of Pittsburgh. Little bit here. Interesting, but not earth-shattering. Then you have kind of a broad red and green. Storm relative velocity again. Little closer, but still pretty broad. Talking, this is circulation that's probably about 9,000 feet up, not at the surface. Unfortunately, we cannot bend the laws of physics with the radar beam. You can't bend them, sorry.
Yeah.
Where is that he's looking at?
We're looking between Meadville and
Zoom in on that a little bit.
Meadville, this is State College. It's got a low-level wind shear marker.
What town is it close to?
Cochranton.
North of Cochranton? Northeast?
Northeast of Cochranton, yeah. It is a low-level wind shear area, but again, this is State College, so low level there is still about 10,000 feet up.
Can you give me a street or a highway?
Oh boy, wow.
Route 27?
Yeah,
Yeah, Route 27.
Route 27, just north of 322, just south of 27.
All right, you probably chased me with Fernando.
He must be on the phone with Marshall.
Yeah, he is. So we'll see on this one here. But right now, again, that's State College, which is the farthest of the radars. But it is picking up, all of them are picking up some kind of circulation there. That's the bottom line. And whoops, let's just take that off for now so you can see. So severe thunderstorm warning in effect for areas now north of Cochranton, along basically here's Route 27 that we're just talking to Tom Atkins. Tom was talking to Steve Marshall, our storm chaser, who's going to be checking this area out to see what we've got. You can see a good core of rain, and this is State College. Let me get their storm relative. You can see State College is picking up there. There is right here, you can see good green, good red. So there is circulation, but again, this is, 10,000 feet up. So we call it a low-level lock, but that only means it's the lowest level of the radar beam as it goes over an area. And the farther away the radar is, the higher that low level is. I'm not saying it's something that we should ignore, but this does not show circulation right at the surface, which would make us a little bit more concerned. But we do have some red here indicating some wind gusts that could hit 60, hence the warning. Again, hitting toward fairly sparsely populated areas. Guys Mills Road, State Route 27. Fontstown Road is where it's heading to. North of Drake Hill Road. But this is heading into northern Venango County. Again, really not a whole lot out here until you get to Cherry Tree and the Titusville area. But if you are in the path of this storm, you definitely want to keep watch very closely. Let's go back to, I haven't talked to you guys in a while. Let's see here. I'm sure there are, Sid, and forgive me, I did not mean to say that there's nobody there. Otherwise, if there's nobody there, we wouldn't cover it. Now, but yes, you are correct. I mean, for those of you who live there, obviously are like, oh, yeah, we live here, and that's why we're covering it. We will continue to cover it because we know that there are people that are there. But your point is taken. Lots of blowing rain here along Route 27.
We're gonna do a TV cut in
Phil is ready.
as soon as our director is ready to go. So,
Okay.
do you wanna? What do you want us to do?
You guys.
You want us to continue here, or okay?
Well, they'll probably be going they'll probably live stream as well.
Yeah, whatever you can
Okay.
do. You know how to.
Well, that's all done. That's all done
Yeah,
through the
doing it,
control room.
Yeah. Yeah, Anna will have to handle that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So will we have to take a brief interruption here?
Yeah, we'll have to. We'll have to cut out if
Okay.
he's going to go live, or we can.
Wait till the last minute.
Okay, guys, going to be just so you know, we're going to be going live here soon, and so we will have to. We'll be cutting
Yeah,
this
well,
temporarily off.
Yeah, we'll be on TV. So check.
Yes.
Go turn on Jet 24 and Fox.
Or you can check out Erie.com. We'll be live streaming as well, because I'm going to tell Anna right now.
Yep. And we'll take a brief break, and we'll probably just do a little bit of analysis, and then be back
Yes. We are going. I'm telling our IT girl, or excuse me, our web girl, as we call her, and a lovely woman, to let her know. Want to give her a heads up that we'll be going live.
While we're waiting for that, we got reports in Linesville now of a tree down on Route 6. So definitely wind with that.
Okay, so we got, I don't know if you heard that, Craig was saying we have a tree down in Linesville along Route 6. Now, again, the storms are over in those areas, but they, had one tree down there as well. And any other damage reports of note?
Nope, nothing that I've seen.
Okay. Some tree down, like you said, in Meadville. We did mention there was a tree down in Meadville as well. And again, now those storms have moved on by. Here's the core now. Looks like.
Oh, you have the chat rooms here. Okay, perfect.
Yeah. Okay, I don't know why that's giving me watches, because we already knew that, right? Unless they changed the time. Nope. For some reason, I just got new watches for the same areas that were here before, like Erie and Crawford. Whatever the case may be. So we do, again, our focus is here on southeastern Crawford County. And Route 27, just getting near the Venango County, Crawford County line from Route 198.
You can keep going.
Okay.
Aren't you going to need the graphics, T?
Yeah. True.
So either way, we're going to have to take a break from Facebook, and then.
I'll talk to Hannah.
Yeah.
Well, and then just do it from here.
Yeah, you're going
Right.
to go live on TV, and then we'll pick this back up.
Okay, so again, we'll be going live on TV. When we do, we will be cutting out of here. We could do it in the office. All depends on how long he goes. Well, for now, we'll stay here, and we'll probably cut out. I don't think Tom will be super long, and then you can watch us on TV. He'll have all the updates for you, and then we'll go back on here. So once that happens, again, we'll be cutting out. But it's not happening yet. So again, you can see J Road here now, Troy Center Road, Smith Road, Goodwin Road. That's where we're heading here. And this is Meadville Road, which is, well, it's actually Route 27, actually. State Route 27 as it heads toward Titusville. Okay, we're right there. But again, as we put this into motion, zoom out just a bit. Again, you can see Titusville. I mean, it looks there may be. Let me stop this and kind of do a. Looks like it's going now more due west. So if that's the case, this is going to ride the border.
Due east.
Excuse me, thank you, due east. It's moving due east here. So Titusville, now suddenly this, I mean, looked like it was go to your south, but now this is something that might actually be heading your way. Let me see if I can get a movement here. Again, we'll go from core to core. We're looking at State College's radar, by the way. And you can see the movement here about 35 miles an hour. And it's roughly, I'll say about 9 miles. So 10, 15 minutes, Titusville. Got to watch for that. This has had a history of some gusty winds. We had a couple of trees down from Linesville and then the Meadville area as those storms moved on through. Okay. Okay, we are ready to go live here, so I'm going to bug out. But we'll take a brief break. Watch us on WJET, WFXP, or live streaming on our website.
And it'll be on Facebook too.
And it'll also be on, it'll be on Facebook Live. It'll be a new one, though, and you want to check that as well. Okay, talk to you soon.